we can carry on our anthem of freedom, a sacred song. March to the beat of liberty's drum through stars and space. Here we come, Hell Diver, never alone. For Super Earth we bring it home. Hell Diver, for that sweet, sweet liberty.
Alright everybody, welcome to the community meeting this month. It's been a long month. This is a late community meeting. Usually we'd be doing it a little bit early, but I just want to welcome everybody. This meeting is issuing from a secure facility on our Fort Sanctuary SESF Base. Now, just to recap why we're here, this goal for this meeting is to align our primary construction push, Operation Sun Spear right now, and review key galaxy-wide developments from Super Earth High Command, hear situation reports from Ministry, Defense, Science, Intelligence, and recognize outstanding community achievements along with your questions and mission ideas. Now, Fort Sanctuary is not just a dusty landing pad anymore. We boosted its functionality. It now has a proper LZ, reinforced perimeter walls, and commons for a simple R&R. Dedicated military barracks for some of you that may decide that you want to visit. Our first commemorative statue sits at the front gate. But there's one glaring problem. When the sun sets, it is darker than a Terminid's thorax out there, and that's why we need lights. This has been the mission for the better part of a week with us, is to build up the SESF base and get these lights going. I hope the background here isn't too as you know, that we've been putting forward some time onto this. If you're not aware, this is the Special Forces missions that have been going on currently. We need these things because it is pitch black. We're hoping to light things up before we get any attacks. Of course, we're being very wary with current reports, and one of the planets on Fort Sanctuary is being currently reinforced. So whatever personnel we have working on this are working slowly. You can check out #operational dispatch and mission reports to be reported there. Alright, we do have some general highlights throughout the month. You may have heard about the global restrictions on enlistment listed, which means we are getting more Helldivers than ever. The Pillars of Freedom Cape was issued to all Helldivers because of that. That was later this month, if you guys recall. Or end of last month, earlier this month. And then, obviously, we have some exciting news. We're getting more Helldivers from the Xbox region of space coming up. We are prepping events for those kinds of people. If you guys want to communicate and do more with us and plan on doing global things, we would like to hear that. As always, too, Managed Democracy was strong this last month. We were able to remake and rename a ruined city Gun. Of course, the most liberating city name that we could ever find. Very, very happy. Alright, now I'd normally pass off to the Ministry of Defense representative. However, they are currently unavailable, so I will be taking over a little bit of their sections for this. This is the general recap of everything that's been going on. High Command's July major orders have turned the tide. We demanded a purge of nearly 50 million hostiles so that Super Earth could rebuild its fallen megacities and make them stronger, and you guys have delivered. Week after week, after non-stop sorties and combined power, you've crushed 47 million enemies, at least the last I checked, possibly even more. 3 new maximum security cities have also been created, and the eastern terminative hives have kept growing, but we've kept pushing them back, and we've been able to reinforce everything because of that. You may have also seen the new automaton Strider that have probed our western bastions, but we have quickly found out how to push them back as well. And the Illuminate as well seems to not necessarily have withdrawn into the shadows, but they seem to be consolidating and not doing a straight push towards Super Earth. We've seen these Leviathan strikes, and they're clearly plotting their next move, but we can't know their intentions. We can only defend. All right. So while July wasn't a knockout blow, it proved that managed democracy can still swing a planetary-sized hammer whenever it counts. These are the current rates as of a few hours ago. Moita will be keeping you all up to date in the war room. On the southern front, we are noticing that some of the Leviathan plasma barrages may be specifically located in certain areas in order to dig out people that have been hiding underneath everything. So we want to kill them as fast as possible so that people can still extract. I'm sure some of you are aware that if you are even in an occupied city, you are still seeing civilians attempting to evacuate. Their lives will fuel our future and will take away what the enemy uses to attack us. So be aware of that. Take down as many of those as you can. Again, the new pattern for the Illuminate has been new buildings that consolidate their forces. Expect heavy defenses and more defenses as things go on. I'm sure some of you have seen the new towers that have been placed around the new Illuminate structures. Please keep an eye out for those. Otherwise, there's been something sneaky going on. We're pretty sure that we're seeing overseers scanning us from a distance rather than closing the distance recently. There's also reports that some of their ships have cloaking devices, as I'm sure some of you may have heard in the past. So we are keeping an eye out for anything that's particularly hidden, hard to see. They're definitely brewing something down there with those big buildings, and we're not quite sure exactly what it is. We would like you to report to the Ministry of Science with any new developments on that front. All right, we're moving on to the western automaton front here. We all know that they've been pushing heavy enemies and drone patrols. Strider patrols have been escalating. Obviously, somehow the fire brigade that they have keeps returning, even though we keep wiping them out. But we need to keep aware of that, and we need to keep the pressure on them. We're doing a pretty good job of maintaining what we have and taking back strategic points, but I just expect them to consolidate and push hard here in the near future. Expect potential changes from them to become more resilient to some of our other electric style weapons, but until then they are particularly vulnerable. All right, High Command projects consolidation of power as new units come to play, so just be aware of that along the western front. All right, now on to the eastern terminative front. We are seeing armor mutations. I don't know if some of you have been aware, but beyond the mutations of spore spewers, we are seeing an increased armor rating for some of the terminids. We are also seeing more quantities of larger terminids. We suspect that they are taking the opportunity in some of the areas. This is a little bit hard because obviously they don't have a central control as far as we can tell. But they are mutating in the far corners, and then they are pushing back into our space. We've pushed them back quite a bit, as you can tell. However, I do think that we will get some sort of consolidated push from them. Swarm aggression is way, way, way higher. Now, before I move on to anything else, I would like to mention that there have been reports of Illuminate on Terminid fighting in the far reaches, where the Illuminate attempted to gain control of the planet and the Terminids were already there and wiped them out. So please keep abreast of that while you're in the field on the Terminid front to see what enemies are there. In the past, there have been reports of automaton incursions on the Terminid front, and pictures related to that have shown up in the past. We want you to keep abreast of those and make sure that you're staying aware that we may end up with a multi-front conflict on a single planet. That is the reporting so far. All right, now on to the Ministry of Science section. Once again, we would usually have somebody from the Ministry of Science step forward and talk about this, but unfortunately they were unavailable. So we will continue on as we always do. All right, some of you guys have seen some of the changes. There are some specific notes that I wanted you guys to know about. The field calibrations for the stun times and fuel mixes in the flame burners are effective, but there have been reports that specific enemies across all fronts, now it seems to be completely random as far as we can tell, so it may not be a wider enemy operation, it may just be our calibration. That stun, staggers, or light fire, they may not be applying to some enemies. So if you're fighting along and you're using your flamethrower to burn down that Bile Titan and you notice that it is not properly being lit on fire, it may be a specific variant. Again, we are seeing this across all fronts, so that goes for the Illuminated as well, and as well for the automatons. So just be aware that that may not be, our mixes may not be applying properly for that. Of course, those of you who have been with Liberty longest will recall the One True flag. It now penetrates armor with better metal attached to the tip. That has been wonderful. For those of you that have been concerned that your helmets have made it so that when you place the flag, you no longer see your allies. That Liberty seems to be kicking that from your view. That it was fixed relatively fast. That is no longer an issue. You can feel free to fly the One True flag wherever you go, and however you do it. We would love to see your pictures. The Ministry of Truth would love to send those around to all of our citizens and raise morale. All right, we have seen the controlled group Warbond. For those of you who can't afford it, we apologize, but I suppose we can work together in teams to try to make sure that you can get enough super credits to make sure that that happens. Not a lot of, well, there's a ton of crazy things here, but not a lot I would like to cover, except for the Warp Pack. We have noticed a lot of Helldivers really, really, really love the Warp Pack, and that's fantastic. However, currently, there is a little bit of a skill issue with some of the Helldivers that are not returning. They are warping into enemies and enjoying that, but they are warping into enemies that are just slightly too big. And one of the major problems has been the Terminid commanders on the Eastern Front. They are just a little too big and often result in the death of the Helldiver and the bug, which could be a win-win, but if you expect to survive, testing shows don't warp into commanders, even though it looks like you can warp into them. So that's the warning there, and otherwise beware. Obviously, there's also been reports of the Epoch and its inaccuracy. That's being looked into. We do believe that there is some Illuminate mind control that has been preventing effective use of the Epoch. Alright. Warp into bunkers. Yes, absolutely. Now, This is the Ministry of Intelligence section. Again, normally we would have a representative from the Ministry of Intelligence. All of the ministries are represented within the SESF. We have specific people who manage that if you need to call out to them to do something in particular. You can see the Ministry of Intelligence representative most often in the ministry chat just below this one. They would like us to know that the Illuminate threat is staging in the outer sectors. Rising chatter suggests multi-faction offensive potential. We might get hit on the same planet by multiple enemies at the same time. Hopefully they are not working together. As far as we can tell, they are not, but we want you to keep an eye out for that. We are also noticing new samples, sample types showing up, even if you can't necessarily collect them properly until we clear the map of all of the enemies. We want to keep an eye out for those. And if you guys are interested, there are special ops, Black and Dagger and Candlefire in the planning in order to verify this intel. If you are interested in participating in special ops, please talk in the ministry chat and mention your interest in something like that. All right. Okay, we're going to be moving over to the Ministry of Humanity. I'm not sure why it says Prosperity at the moment. Rudolph, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be moving off to you, Commander, and you can get started whenever you would like.
Alrighty. I think you're still controlling the slides, right?
Yeah, I'll just be following along through the slide delivery.
Yes. Which number is this one? Sorry.
It's all good. This is slide 19. We're going on to slide 20.
19. Okay, cool. So yeah, my name is Rudolph, and I am the newly promoted head of the Ministry of Humanity. I'm essentially here to do like inter-community PR, kind of, if you will, and like build human relations with different Helldivers factions. Yeah. I think we can move on to slide 21, which is the community honors. So earlier we were talking about Operation Sunspear. We are really glad to see that there has been
sorry,
a
Rudolph.
huge...
That's slide
20.
20.
Sorry. That's 21. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So to defend the interests of humanity, this is why we fight. And this month, the SESF has shown up in a huge way. Warlock submissions are up as some Helldivers prestige and move their way back into the ranks. We would like to give a shout out to those brave Helldivers. Fight Like Hell, Stock Apple, Revenal Ren, and is it Adalias?
Not even quite sure, but close enough.
Yes, they have gone through all the ranks of all three factions and have chosen to prestige. So they will be working their way back up through it again, which is a lot of work. And it's awesome to see that we have so many people that are interested in the Warlog. Moving on to Operation Sunspear, the community honors of it. We're glad to see that there have been a ton of screenshots to flood the channel daily. Some of them are here that you can see from Fight Like Hell, Johnson, ones from me as well. However, a job isn't done until it's finished. Participation has been limited to just a few Helldivers. We need more people. I believe as of right now, earlier today, we just finished off the Leviathan kills. All we need is Illuminate outposts left for it, which I believe is 74. So it's about 18 missions left. 18 T10 missions left is what's needed. But yeah, as such, we are creating an area on the base to honor those who help build what we are becoming. If you want your name there, we'll need to see you in the participation. Moving on to the highlight for the Pest of Joel submission series. We know some of you may have questions, but please hold those until the end. This month, we have seen several new members of the Joel Hall of Fame, and even a couple Tormentor of Joel achievements. These are amazing, and we're happy to see the Phantom Brigade taking the leading role in these achievements, and a supporting role as members of the unofficial Death Watch achieve these great feats. We have also been discussing feedback, and some changes have been made more clearly on the Bane of Joel challenge, all written out in the FAQ area. We would like to encourage those who want to achieve the title to reread and make a ticket if they have any additional questions or requests. And for the base banners and memorials, we have a plan in development to add more just cool stuff to the base that Ramses is building in. Is it Unreal Engine?
Yes, currently.
Yeah, and it's really cool. There's obviously going to be a forklift racing simulator. So look forward to
I
that.
might have to undeliver it, but we'll see.
So as you, we can go back. I guess I got most of it. But I'll read it again. As you may or may not know, it takes a lot of time and effort from a lot of people to make the SESF base. We are recording contributions, like we said earlier. We hope that in the near future, we can put up some banners, those groups and names of those who have contributed the most to the project. When we move away from phase 1 and into phase 2, we at the Ministry of Humanity thank you. And to add on to that, if people would like to submit things like in the super art center, we can definitely try to find a way to like include that into the game, or into the little Unreal thing that we're making. That would, I think that would be a really cool way to get the community involved in it.
Community posters are a thing that we will be looking at.
Yeah. All right, on to a bit more of a serious topic. This is just like a general like Discord thing. There has been like an upsurge in hacks, TOS breaking, and protections online. This is a part we do monthly to address things that we've seen that concern the health and safety of our community. We've seen a clear and continued uptick in bot and hacked accounts. Some of these can clearly be seen as AI takeovers, but there are still hidden ones. This is why we have two-factor authentication for the moderation of the server, which is also required by Discord for a community of our size. And that we recommend at this time that you go right now or just after the meeting and change your password. For our part, we have a ticket system, and we encourage you to please use it. We are getting some channels flooded with things when we have space to contact staff. This is the best way. If you guys like send us a ticket, we do get a notification to the majority of staff that there has been a ticket made. It is much easier than pinging a role that we may or may not have muted. The ticket system is the way to go. If you see any issues in the server that need to be addressed right away, just use the ticket system. It works really well. Also, if you use random channels, like say you use the Divers Restricted Chat, your message will be deleted, and you will also be penalized because that's an RP only zone. So don't do that. Just use the proper channels for proper communication. And then now we're going to open the floor to you guys. As a reminder, please keep questions concise, mission ideas actionable, and feedback respectful. Let it be managed democracy manifest.
Okay, so it's open to you guys. Do you guys have any questions for us as we continue on? Now's the time if you guys have been holding it because we haven't been paying attention. We've just been going through all of this. If you want your voice heard, you want to be able to do that. Yeah, we'll look into the forklift. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there was a previous video about the construction of the barracks where you could see a forklift driving around. I have attempted to get it to work. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see about if I can do it. Right now, for some reason, Unreal really doesn't like gravity in a lot of ways, so not super fun. And talk about the Bane runs. Yeah, so we have an open ticket for Bane run issues in the feedback area. I don't know how much you've been paying attention or how much everybody has been paying attention, but there were updates rolled out to the Bane run. So I know that there was requests to make it so that it was video only. Yeah, and then also just for that, let's see, what's the FAQ area has it better written out as well. So there was updates rolled out. I think answered most of the issues that people were having because they were just confused at what the Bane run is. Right now, the Bane run is still a live run. We don't have anything that's videotaped and deathless at the moment, but we're talking about potentially opening up some other thing. If you weren't aware, I myself offer rewards for the Bane run. So if anybody from anywhere around the world completes a Bane run, I think I have images tagged in the mission chat. That's a good question. Here's the FAQ link. In the mission chat, I believe I have pictures. I will send you an SESF patch. I have a few of those still. Yeah, and it's supposed to be like a small community event done live. So D10 solo operation, and then obviously we have some that are all 3, but I don't have any major rewards for that. But I do actually, this is the one time that I offer an actual physical item that I will mail to you anywhere in the world. A few of our people who have achieved it have received them. When I first initially got a batch of them, I think a couple of the staff also have some pictures of them. Let me see if I can find.
And while you do that, I can answer Suffer Lord's question.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so for anybody who's new here, we at the SESF, we have you might be like a little bit confused, as Suffer Lord is saying, about the units and brigades. Brigades are essentially units that are 50 or more people, and they're a bit more official. You can find them in the recruitment bunker, or is it recruitment center? Oh, it's just called recruitment in the command center, which is below the war room. This one. Recruitment. And that's all of the like units and brigades that are like affiliated with us in some way or another. And they're like little groups of like-minded people who adhere to the like SESF values. That I can speak from the perspective of my unit. The Tibet Tigers were one of the first SESF units, and we mainly focused on stealth. And we still, quote unquote, do. But if you just go through like the recruitment center, you can read through like a bunch of different like listings from all like the different wonderful brigades. They all have like their own lore, their own like little like sub like niche community, and it's really cool to go through there and just find like what fits for you. Yes, Moda. Stealth. Ignore the eradicate missions. Those aren't canon.
Yeah. After that, if you're new here, you should have done the onboarding tag and gotten a thing that kind of explains a little bit of it. I think it needs just some picture updates. I don't know how much more, but we do have like a location guide for as much as we can. There's a whole FAQ guide on how to do everything. If you're wanting to talk specifically about the Bane of Joel stuff, we've attempted to address most of it within the feedback bunker. I'd like to try to keep it to that because I don't think that there's going to be much current changes on it, because the only real change that would make it, I guess, the only thing that hasn't changed is making it a video recording. Although we're willing to look at it on a case-by-case basis if somebody opens up a ticket and we talk with them. But to be clear, unfortunately, we've had people cheat in the past. So we have these kinds of rules for this really high-end thing that we try to do and have been doing for the last, over a year because of that. It's very frustrating, but unfortunately, we had a few people that ruined the pot and we don't really trust it anymore. So if I'm going to be offering physical merch and make it as great as possible and shout it from the rooftops from everything, I want to make sure that it's as secure as possible. If you're going to be otherwise giving your opinion, I really highly recommend the feedback channel, or to open a specific ticket if somebody in particular wants to do it. But otherwise, it's basically like you submit a ticket anytime, and just will give us a little bit of notice so that we can find somebody to proctor, and then we can run the mission at a scheduled time. Now, if that's not available, we try to schedule a time a whole week monthly, that we try to set aside time to make sure that we are particularly available for Bane runs. If that's not available and you can't do that, I'm not quite sure if the challenge that we're offering is for you guys. There are other speed running versions of that, but we try to keep it as possible. Yes, yeah, you can create a ticket anytime. I really recommend everybody the ticket system is awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. I use it a lot.
Yeah, not only does it ping all of the staff, and we can go through and we can write it out, but when we close out an issue, it saves a transcript of that and it sends it to you and us. So there's no confusion on anything, especially major issues, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and if you're planning on doing a Bane run, we'd love to see them. We really do. They're really hard. It used to be that we would limit them based on how much time we had, and you see some wording in there that you'll have 3 tries. Most of us can usually offer a little bit more, but if you're 40 minutes in your Bane run and you die, and then 40 minutes into your Bane run and you die, 40 minutes into your Bane run and you die, we may not have 10 hours to try to get you to Pens. But we'll try. We try to leave extra time, so we can make extra space whenever, and then obviously if we give a little bit of a heads up, we have even more time usually. We have staff. Oh, and I don't know if the community is fully aware. We have full communities that are French. If you guys speak French, talk to the 1st Division and Phantom. 1st Division is a little bit less active with us recently, but they are active doing their own thing. Phantom's pretty active with us, and they French English if you guys are Canadian or something and having issues and you want to have people to talk to. And we have a couple of, I think at least one Spanish group that you guys can join. Those are official groups that we know that we've looked over, and they get our reports and stuff and then RP it out on their end. So we want to try to be multilingual as much as we can. A couple of other random things just to bring it up. We do have a translation bot in the thing, so you can /translate any message from one language to another language. You can also set your time zone with our time zoner bot, and it'll allow us, when you say 4 p.m., we can click a button and it'll auto update to a Discord timestamp of that time. So we have a bunch of things built into the system that we would like to make it easy for everybody. All right, and anybody else have any were there any other questions that we missed?
I don't see anybody raising their hand either. But you guys can come up here if you'd like to vocally ask a question.
Okay. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Rudolph, did you have any questions? Any questions from the Tibet Tigers or anything?
Hell divers?
Hell
divers do?
Yeah, I'll look into
We have somebody.
Okay. Sounds good. Hey, Moito.
I guess we can allow it. We can allow another mod to come up here and talk.
Close their hand? Did you catch that?
No, I think Moto has to accept it. Aha! Moda? Hello? Oh, Moda's muted.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, that's how you know I'm very new to all of this. Hello, everyone. I am Motogoro. uh, better known as the Sword of Midnight. I am the troll that lives in the war room all the time. I write some of the dispatches that you read here at SESF. I just wanted to come up and just talk with you for a little bit. Recently, I was just asking some unit commanders if they wanted to be more involved in some sort of roleplay missions that we could write for them in our operational dispatches for the Galactic War. It's just quick events, nothing too fancy, but it can help establish a little bit more of lore for your unit or your brigade in case you're interested. Just earlier this month, I wrote a special mission for our medical unit, Fear, and now they have a in written lore medical center established for their unit, and that's just part of what I'm starting. It's more of a side thing in case you guys want to roleplay a little bit more into your Galactic War experience. So if you want to interact with that, you're invited to it.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful idea. We definitely need more of that. And we have definitely all of the stuff built to be able to do that. We have all of the areas built out, and then we even have the operationals area in our staff to be able to make that work. So we'd love to have more of you guys if you guys want to participate. Okay, is that all you wanted to mention, Moira? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Okay. Rudolph, you all good? We good to close out?
Yeah, I think we're good to close out.
Okay. All right. The recap. All of this will be put to video. We will compile it all. We ask that you complete Operation Sunspear with us, and then we'll be moving on to bunkers. When you guys complete these things, I update them and try to get you guys pictures. We are working on some way to make it playable. Right now, it's mostly just a nice camera visual, as it were, of the base, and you can see that around the community. If you guys are feeling like you have extra questions or anything in particular that you want to speak upon or push for, again, feel free to open up a ticket. The server does have a YouTube channel. If you guys are curious on where everything is getting posted for all of the weird stuff that I've been talking about, for the most part, it goes into Liberty TV. If it's something that can go out to all of the sub-communities that we have and everybody else, that's kind of some of the stuff that goes up onto our socials as well. We do have a TikTok that is kind of active. We do have a YouTube that's kind of active. We do have a Blue Sky account that's kind of active, and I think that's the three main at the moment for socials. So, I think that'll be everything for now. We'll see you guys around. May Liberty guide you all right? Good evening.
Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat, Helldivers to Hellpods.